If you're looking at the Yamaha P-71 digital piano on Amazon, you might be moments away from making a huge mistake. This review will expose the critical problems no one is talking about. For the best price, click the link in the description. The Yamaha P-71 is celebrated as a perfect beginner's digital piano with a fantastic 4.7-star rating. But here's what surprised me after months of testing and breaking it down note by note. The marketing tells one story, but the reality for a serious player hits a lot of wrong notes. Therefore, before you spend $400, you need to hear this contrarian snapback. This might be one of the most overhyped entry-level pianos on the market, and I'll prove exactly why. Let's start with the biggest promise: the acoustic piano feel. Yamaha calls this the graded hammer standard action. It's weighted, it's touch-sensitive, and it's supposed to replicate a real piano. That is true. If the only real piano you've ever played was purchased from a haunted Victorian mansion. The action is heavy, sure, but it feels more like pushing through thick mud than the refined, dynamic response of even an upright acoustic. Beginners might not notice, but try playing fast trills or repeated notes. You'll feel the sluggishness, a kind of mechanical lag that tells your brain this is a machine. It's the digital piano equivalent of a car with a loose steering wheel. It gets you there, but you don't feel fully connected to the road. And for a practice instrument, that connection is everything. This leads us to our first joke. What do you call a pianist who only practices on a P-71, a keyboardist? Because the field trains you for a different instrument. Therefore, let's talk about sound, the other half of the soul. Yamaha brags about the richness and resonance of a Yamaha grand piano sampled into this thing. And look, for the price, the main piano sound isn't terrible. It's decent in headphones. But the elevated sound claim hits a ceiling fast. The built-in speakers are, frankly, pathetic. They sound thin, boxy, and lack any real bass presence. You get deep bass, more like a timid tap on the shoulder. It's like listening to a masterpiece symphony through a bathroom speaker. You recognize the tune, but the grandeur is completely lost. This forces you into an extra purchase immediately: decent external speakers or studio monitors. So that $399.99 price tag. It's a clever starting point, a gateway drug into spending another $150, $200. That's problem number two. The included accessories joke is that the box should come with a coupon for a speaker store. But the problems compound when you look at connectivity and features, or rather, the lack of them. The product description mentions it has a USB port, not MIDI. This is true, and for basic computer connection it works. However, what they don't scream about is that this is a bare-bones, stripped-down Amazon-exclusive model. It's the P45 with a different model number. You get 10 voices, dual mode for layering 2 sounds, and a metronome. That's it. There are no onboard recording functions, no lesson modes, no display to speak of, just a few buttons, and the effortless control is because there's hardly anything to control. For a learner, this is a double-edged sword. Simplicity is good, but the lack of features like simple song recording to critique yourself is a major setback. It's like learning to cook with only a pan and a spoon possible, but unnecessarily limiting. This brings us to the infamous included sustain pedal. Calling it a pedal is an act of generosity. It's a cheap, lightweight plastic square that slides all over your floor and offers an on-off switch, not subtle variations. For greater expression, it gives you 2 options: silent or all the sustain at once. There's no half-pedaling, no nuance. It's the musical equivalent of a light switch in a room that deserves a dimmer. You will replace this immediately. Consider it a placeholder until your real pedal arrives, which is our third joke. The Yamaha P-71 sustain pedal is so basic, it thinks a crescendo is just typing in all caps. Therefore, let's address the top reviews on Amazon. People love it. The rating is sky high. So am I just a grumpy pianist? Not exactly. Context is key. Many of these glowing reviews are from absolute beginners, first-time buyers, or people replacing a decades-old keyboard. Compared to that, the P-71 is a revelation. It has weighted keys. It sounds like a piano. The bar is low. But if you are someone with even a year of serious practice, or you plan to stick with this hobby, you will outgrow this instrument's limitations faster than a kid outgrows shoes. The curiosity loop I want to open now is this: what should you buy instead? Hold that thought, because we need to talk about durability. The modest footprint is a plus, it's relatively portable, but the build feels plasticky. The key surfaces can show wear, and the overall unit, while not flimsy, doesn't inspire long-term confidence. It's designed for a specific price point, and that cost-cutting is felt. Compare it to rivals in the same bracket, and you'll notice others often use better materials. Yamaha's reputation carries the P-71, but the body itself isn't singing the company's usual tune of quality. This is the digital piano you tolerate, not the one you love. And for a creative instrument, that emotional connection matters. So, after all this tearing down, is the Yamaha P-71 a complete disaster? Should you never buy it? Here's the resolution and the positive twist. No, it's not a disaster. It serves a very specific purpose brilliantly. If you are a complete beginner on a strict budget of exactly $400 and you want the most piano-like experience at that price to see if you even like playing, the P-71 is a viable option. The weighted action, while imperfect, is still miles better than unweighted synth keys. The sound through good headphones is acceptable for early practice. Its simplicity forces you to focus on playing, not fiddling with menus. For that person, the one who needs a zero-fuss entry ticket, the P-71 can work. The key is managing expectations. You are not buying a forever instrument. You are buying a starter kit with an expiration date. Therefore, what are the alternatives? If your budget can stretch even $50, $100 more, you enter a realm with significantly better actions, sounds, and features. Look at the Roland FP10, which has a superior keyed feel, or the Kawai Ease 120. Even within Yamaha's own lineup, sometimes the non-exclusive P45 or the newer P125 can be found on sale with better value. The goal is to purchase an instrument that grows with you for a year or three, not one you'll want to replace in 6 months. And that's the final, crucial point. The biggest problem with the Yamaha P-71 isn't any single flaw, it's the ceiling. It has a very low glass ceiling you will bang your head against. To end on a positive note and a final joke, the Yamaha P-71 is like learning to drive in a reliable, basic sedan. It gets you from point A to point B, but you'll dream of the open road in a better car. And for some people, that basic sedan is the perfect, prudent first step. Just know what you're signing up for. You are getting a competent, narrow-focused beginner tool from a reputable brand, not a magical portal to pianistic greatness. If you understand its limits and it fits your specific beginner scenario, it can be a good first step. If you have higher aspirations or more flexibility, look slightly higher. The link in the description will take you to the best current price on Amazon for the Yamaha P-71, so you can check the specs and make the informed decision that's right for you.